Hello and welcome to another episode of Malt Magic and More. We had an amazing one shot on Monday. I have loads of questions. I assume Dave's got loads of questions. I just hope that somehow reveals more than Matt usually does. It's the After the Show show. That was cool.
That was just the best. Absolutely brilliant.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, that was fun. That was
a good
fun.
story. It's a good one-shot story, actually.
Yeah, I kind of. It was weird. Like when I was thinking about what to do, I started with the monster. I was like, what's the monster that I really want to throw at these guys? Because it'd be fun. Because it's something that I don't think. Well, if it might be something Matt had planned, but from where we are, it's not quite. And then annoyingly, I was looking like CR 15 and under. The first thing I was like, I want a legendary monster because I want like legendary actions and lair actions and shit like that. And the first thing that came up was something that we might meet very soon, which is the thing that is above Mind Flayers. I was like, I don't want to do that. And then there was a bunch of dragons as well, but then I was like, I've run dragons before, and again, it's something that we might do soon. So I was like, I don't want to do that either. So I then kind of dropped the idea of legendary monster and was like, okay, I'll just throw a couple of encounters at them, and then have just a big thing. And then you guys created two, not melee, but like not really spellcaster either kind of characters. Well, obviously one of them is full on tank, and the other one, at the time when you said I'm going to play a paladin, I was like, okay, so it's two like melee, big damage dealing kind of characters. So that then I was like, well, I can't throw a caster at that, because if I throw a caster, then there's no chance. Because from the moment you guys get in there, it's over. So then I was playing around, and then I found this one, which is called the Cadaver Collector.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's cool.
I was wondering what the CC was. I was like, construct something. It's like, oh no, that's cool.
It is a construct, and that was the thing when you cast command. I was like, does that affect constructs?
Does it?
But it does, yeah. It does. Wow. So then I started with that, and then obviously around the lore of the Cadaver Collector is all about like, it stays around kind of big piles of bodies, and usually goes for like places of battle. And I was like, okay, cool. So now there's a battle. There's a place the character's going to be interested in straight from the beginning, and then it was just building stuff around it. And that was what we ended up with. And probably time to mention that we were meant to have a third player. But unfortunately they can make
Hence
it.
our fallen brethren card in the middle of us.
Yeah. Unfortunately they can make it. So there was meant to be an extra character in that final encounter, which is the person that summons the Cadaver Collector, which would have been a caster, because the other player would be playing a bard warlock. So that would have been like a cool like dynamic.
Bard warlock, that's a combo and a half, isn't it?
Very cool, very cool.
Wow.
Especially the character sheet. I was like,
it is all charisma.
Yeah. And I saw the character sheet, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. But yeah, probably we'll get them at some point when I next run shot, or when Matt wants a guest.
Yeah.
It was just unfortunate.
You shouldn't have told us that now, because now I'm gutted I didn't see a Bard warlock. That would have been awesome. You know who you are. You've let us down.
Bless him. But yeah. So that was basically it. And yeah, Cadaver Collector, big kind of spongy thing. 270 hit points.
We did it quite quick, considering.
Yeah, you were doing an average of about 80 hit points per turn. And then obviously there was the big smite
the
turn,
big 50
which
crit,
was,
yeah.
yeah, which was insane. Which was insane, yeah. And then, yeah, it has an ability where it summons specters, the monster spectre, which has a life drain ability, which is just like touches you and deals necrotic damage, and you are rolling saving throws because failing that, it reduces your maximum HP by the damage it just dealt.
Oh no! God,
It's
That's cool,
mean.
yeah,
It's mean, very mean.
So I had,
was that a long rest thing or not? As in, would you go back on a long rest?
Yes, yeah. Until a long rest.
So you know when I said Danny's got a strategy, but Mutt wouldn't think to do that.
Yeah, what were you thinking?
I was thinking, if I was to remove the bodies off his back, would that decrease its power, or was it drawing the spectres from the bodies? So I was going to like start removing the bodies off its back.
The idea is that the spectres come from kind of the bodies. I had this like weird like Frankenstein thing of like electricity just runs and the bodies almost like animate, but it's basically just like magic stuff. So yeah, that would have been interesting. But yeah, I think Mutt would just definitely just swing and hit. May I just say, guys, your characters are fucking great. I love them.
Do you know what I say?
So cool.
So, Danny, did you say you'd like created yours for this particular one, or what? Did you have it in your bookshelf, so to speak?
No, I did create it when Matt said he was on holiday, and we were going to do a one shot. I created it for this one shot.
Yeah.
Not knowing what the story was going to be though, so I created the character, but not his backstory or anything. Just his stats and class and race and stuff.
I'd created Smoke a while ago. I do think I've now, I have made the right shot, the right call. It was one of those like, oh, that would be really, initially it was like, okay, yeah, let's just build a couple of new characters, get used to them, maybe one of them will be, I get to pick and choose if I need a backup character, so on and so forth. I am glad I've used Smoke in a one-shot because, especially, it was very cool to obviously use high level, but also, there is sort of a part of me that does see that side of the Paladin as a bit cheaty, a bit OP. I'm sure it's great fun to play in a long campaign. And obviously I do know that obviously we fiddled some things so that it worked with a ranged weapon. But I did like that addition, that change to what a normal Paladin is. And I'd actually fully intended to not use any of the smite stuff. But I didn't understand how the Divine Smite worked. I didn't see it, so I didn't think I was putting it on my sheet. But I understood it tonight, Monday night, how it worked. Yeah, I'm glad because it was great fun. It was a riot. I just think that that the Paladin stuff is very complicated and would love to try it from the start, but this was fun.
Yeah, I think I think
want
Paladins
to play a high level bard, but I can't because I already am a bard in the other campaign. So I always like, whenever we do one shots, I always like to do something.
Yeah.
That is completely not like what I've done before. So I did a warlock in that Christmas one, and now I've done a barbarian.
That's very true.
And now I've done a full tank.
It was a sorcerer, wasn't it?
It was sorcerer.
Tempest sorcerer.
Sorry, sorcerer. Yeah, I lied. Yeah, it was Storm Sorcerer.
And that's another reason why I wanted to use this one as well, because obviously Paladin's very close to Warlock. Some of the other backup characters I've got are very different, like you just said. I want them to be completely different for a new, long-running campaign. A one-shot, I'm happy to use a something that's quite close. I don't mind that.
Yeah. And I think you guys did like a good, like you took good choices with the characters that you picked, because from the beginning I was like, I want to do like a high level thing because you guys are, like, as far as I know, fairly new to D&D and you've never done anything like it's probably like the campaign is probably the highest level you've played at.
Yeah, so officially making this the highest level I've ever played, on Monday night.
So it's kind of like I wanted to like, hey, let's go, and we're all of us are multi-class, so we're never really going to get to the point of like to this point, really, probably. Yeah. So I was like, I want to run like a high level thing, and then I started thinking, and obviously I didn't know what you guys are going to pick, but like level 16 and above is when you start getting 9th level spells if you're a full caster. So I was like, I'm gonna go. I can't deal with 9th level spells at the moment. I'm just gonna go with.
I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be able to cope with it either.
Yeah. So then level 15 seems like it's before characters become stupidly OP. It's like the last level before that, and I think for that purpose, and the problem with running a one-shot of high level, because why so many people don't do it, is because you're just dropped with a character that has a lot of shit that you need to read. And I think you guys going with, like, Danny, you went with a barbarian, which is essentially hit things, and as it levels up is like hit things better and hit things more times. That's cool, and that's like easy to understand, and it's very different from Ender. Like so different.
Apart from the racial, there's a couple of racial traits to remember for the goblin, and there's a few, quite a lot of bonus actions, retaliations, reactions that I can do. But you're right, it is just hit stuff a lot, and it's a different subclass. It's a berserker barbarian compared to Bothrid, but I also felt a bit safer doing a barbarian because I'm kind of familiar with how barbarians work because of Bothrid. So like I know about so I knew the things that I could do at a sort of basic level, entry level. And you got the chance to have a brutal critical as well, which is like the coolest feeling as a barbarian.
Brutal critical frenzy, just fantastic.
I got to use every one of my
what did you leave out?
The only thing I didn't get to use was my danger sense, which is advantage on dexterity saving throws. I used frenzy.
There wasn't any of that.
I didn't have to use my mindless rage because you didn't try and frighten or charm me.
See, that was a very interesting one. I was the entire time going, oh, hang on a minute, I could actually cover smoke, could cover Mutt for not being frightened, and then when, but you're raging. So actually,
I suppose the only thing I didn't do is intimidating presence, but it uses an action and I won't be able to hit anything.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do that.
What does it do?
It frightens someone, and then you can next round you can use your action to extend the frightening to the next round. So let me just find it.
I thought it was a radius actually, wasn't it? It's a small radius, like 10 foot around you or something.
You can frighten a creature that you can see within 30 feet if it can see and hear you. It's got to make a con save. It's not like an aura. I think.
Oh right. I've seen a barbarian do that, but I think that might be. That wasn't the barbarian side. It was their character, so to speak, their race.
Yeah. But you didn't see my other magical items. Obviously, my winged boots played quite a pivotal role and were a good strategy for me.
Yeah.
But I had ring of protection, which basically gave me a higher armor class and +1 to all my saves.
Nice.
Which is why I had a +9 Constitution save, which helped me quite a bit.
Really good for that's pretty good for a barbarian.
No, that was very interesting. I think I also looked at possibly Ring of Protection or something else, and saw that it was going to give me a +1 to my saves. I already had a +2 on my saves from
because of your aura
paladin for the aura.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I don't think that's going to stack. So I didn't want to try it. It's only a one shot. I wasn't going to try that, so I just thought, I'm just going to give it.
Is it one of them auras where if I was within 10 feet of you, I'd get the plus whatever as well?
I believe so, yeah.
Might have been.
Because I'm a paladin in another game that I'm playing with my mates. Don't be mad, Matt. And I'm a Oath of Vengeance paladin, and I've got an aura where if people are within 10 feet of me, they get +3 on their saves.
Yes, you're absolutely right. You get a plus. Yeah. You grant all friendly creatures, including you, within a 10-foot radius. Or within 10 feet of you, a +2 to all saving throws. So actually, there's some of those times
because you're a ranged you're a ranged person. So unless I was back with you,
but I did stick with you. There was a reason, you know, I did try to stick with you, and then as you jumped over, it made my decision that I was going to fuck off backwards, because I'm just going to get out of here. So that was actually.
And you were being hit quite a lot more than.
Those spectres fucked me up because I couldn't half the damage.
That's the thing. Barbarians.
Yeah.
Like barbarians are really good to like.
Yeah, you need a totem of the bear to still be okay in that fight.
Totem of the bear is the only one that does that.
Yeah. But yes, there was also Aura of Courage that was going to be that you couldn't be frightened, but you couldn't be frightened anyway because. Oh no, does it take an action to get rid of that?
It's just while he's raging.
No, it's just
while you're raging.
Mindless rage while I'm raging. I can't be frightened or charmed.
Yeah.
So cool.
I was thinking though, but again, I know it's not. Oh good lord. Lesser restoration or greater restoration. I saw cleansing touch and wondered whether that was going to help get rid of your exhaustion if we did need it.
That's the point. It wouldn't have done the game. I would have been exhausted after that battle because I went into a
that's true. That's true. Yeah,
but to be fair, I was dead anyway, so I was definitely exhausted.
Yeah. And I think he failed most of the checks anyway, so
yeah.
After that.
I tell you what, when we forgot that you had advantage and you still didn't hit me, if all three spectres missed, I'd have been fucked. I'd have been dead.
Yep.
Yeah,
because you were at 31 at that. Yeah, 31 at that point. They all missed, and then the one after that just hits you with a natural 20 for like 22 or something.
Ah, God, that was insane.
I would have got to use my Relentless Rage though, where if I get taken down to 0, but I don't die, I can do a DC 10 con save to go to 1 hit point instead.
Nice.
But then every time I use it, the DC increases by 5.
Oh wow!
Cool, but
yeah, just going off the.
Oh, it's the Zealot Barbarian that has the
I was just asking about the Zealot Barbarian.
Rage after death,
yeah,
or something like that.
It's like, you know, as long as you keep your rage by getting hit or hit, you will stay standing up, even though that you're dead.
But I think at that point, they already have the rage that doesn't end, even if you don't attack. So
I've got persistent rage,
yeah. After the Zealot Barbarian's killed, it just stays up for another minute. It's like, cool. Until it's healed. And then if it's healed back, then it's fine. Because it only fully dies once the rage ends.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's just ridiculous.
It was quite nice having a character that I didn't have to think of. So I suppose with Ander, I'm always thinking of ways to talk or get myself out of it with words, probably. Whereas it was nice to play a character where I'm just like, I'll say what I want. I know Ander says what he wants, but do you know what I mean? He's doing it with a bit of tongue in cheek. Yeah. Where I was just like, it was nice to play that sort of character, complete opposite. Not even trying to talk his way out of problems. If you want to have a fight, I'll have a fight.
Yeah. No, that was pretty good, because the thing is, as much as I kind of wanted to do that with Dargan quite a while ago, I also realised that his backstory didn't really go with that, and you know, he wasn't a barbarian. That you know, you playing that was perfect. He's a fighter, but also, as I say, backstory, you know, being combined, that wasn't what I could play. So have been trying to play the middle of the road with Dargon. It was good fun to actually play that very upright, you know, person who, you know, was leader of the guard. You know, who is on their own at the moment, but therefore, yeah, pretty well spoken and does know how to, you know, but also, like at the end, quite happy to talk down to a complete douche nozzle of a you know, a mayor, because you ain't doing it right. So it was good fun. I did enjoy it.
What a good leader is, and he is not one.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reason I kept wanting to ride on everybody's shoulders is because I read, when I was reading about goblins, researching my character, there's they usually ride horses, not dogs or wolves into battle. I was like, I don't want to ride a wolf. And then I was thinking, I knew Dave was going to be a tabaxi. I was like, oh, could he ride cats into battle? That's a bit too on the nose, and I think that would cause an unnecessary amount of obstruction to the game. if that was a thing.
I think 20 episodes in, and that would probably start becoming a thing in a long campaign. You know, the Goblin and the Tabaxi.
And I would drive you into battle, yeah. That's what I thought. I was like, but we wouldn't have that bond. So
we wouldn't have that bond at all. It was literally us turning up in the same room. So yeah, it wasn't going to happen in the first episode.
So I chose that his clan used to ride wild boars into battle, kind of like Timon and Pumbaa. It's Mr. Pig. So yeah, so I wanted to thought, and that's why he was so appreciative, or he thought the boar. He was quite happy to pay for the boar because it's a well-respected creature to him. That obviously you don't waste a boar. You ride it into battle. You eat the female ones. That sort of stuff.
Nice. That's pretty in-depth backstory as well. It's not bad.
So I'm quite used to riding things around. So that's why I didn't like walking.
Nice. Probably another reason why you had so many weapons and it wasn't a problem for you, because long treks like that.
It's also a kind of way to sneakily get one up on someone, because if they let you ride you, if they let him ride you, okay, I'm saying that wrong. If you let him ride you, there we go. Then he's kind of made himself above you, hasn't he?
Yeah. So, did you mention earlier that last encounter was meant to be the second, not the last encounter? Was that right?
Yeah. So I played around with the idea of either having that being the last one, because obviously, like, the Cadaver Collector, I believe, is CR 13, I think. And so, like, if you add an extra character there with, you know, at least one more action, but then with bard spells, which are, you know, just super powerful at that point. Yeah. Like if he'd like done something like cast slow, like the encounter completely changes, because suddenly, like, slow on either casting slow on the Cadaver Collector or casting haste on Mud, like the balance of the combat completely changes. So
I also forgot that I could actually banish. I realised I had banishment and I completely forgot to use it. But
the Cadaver Collector does not belong on this plane of existence, so that could literally end the combat. And I don't think it's got that big of a charisma modifier.
Oh, I'd love to roll it. I'd love to roll it now and see what would happen.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it if you want.
If we'd have just rocked up, you'd have banished it and we'd have just gone home.
Yeah, I mean, it's yeah, but that's the thing. Like, if that happened, I'd probably just throw the last. Probably just throw the last encounter at you.
Are you going to leave that third encounter as something else you're going to use later, or are you going to pull it out?
I can say what it was. It was meant to be a Archmage. Nice. Archmage NPC, which has one 9th level spell.
Mutt would have been dead.
Well,
I was kind of assuming, honestly, at that point you guys probably would have had a rest.
Yeah, I was going to say we couldn't get away with the long rest. We were only there for the night, but I was going to go. Yeah, we could probably get a short rest in, get a HP back.
I've got Fury of the Small back as well, which is handy.
Yeah. That, honestly, Fury the Small, I think, is a wonderful thing to get as a goblin.
So good.
Just 15 hit, 15 damage straight off for nothing.
Well, obviously as a level 15, but regardless, adding anything. So, you know, you're a level 5, you get 5, level 6, you get 6. You know, that's just wicked. That's just it's just great.
I like
it would have rolled a 10.
That would have been it. Yeah. Charisma 15, so it would have gone.
Yep, that would have been it.
Oh my god, that would have been hilarious.
That's the thing about paladins, isn't it? Like, and I think it's a little bit what you go through, Danny, with Ender, which is like, I could cast a spell, but that's my whole turn, or I could do big damage.
It's exactly what I went through with Dargon earlier. You know, before making that change, I had a lot of spells and I could hit quite hard. Right, that was really difficult, and I that was almost exactly what I was doing here. It was like I could do one of these, and I did do Spirit Guardians.
Yeah, It's big Guardians, and I guess with Paladins as well, it's even like, oh, I can either hit it with a Divine Smite, or I can cast a spell that's gonna burn a Divine Smite from me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one.
It is a gamble though. If you choose to do like a debuff spell as a bard, if it doesn't pay off, you've contributed nothing to that round of combat.
Yeah,
same as Wizards. You know, and again, that's the thing, is the high risk, high reward for Wizards, isn't it? It's like you said with that slow and haste thing, completely changes an encounter, but at the risk of it doing nothing to the encounter, and you're then sitting there for the next 10 minutes just doing nothing again. So, yeah. I really want to play a wizard. I'm really looking forward to playing a wizard at some point. Oh, well, I mean, like we said, you know, I obviously toyed with the, what is it, you know, subtle spell sorcerer for this one shot. Glad I didn't. I very much enjoyed this.
You can't cast spell
level sorcerer.
Yeah.
That's a head fuck to get you to get your head around.
A 15th level sorcerer. Yeah, level spell slots of level 8, 7, 6, and so forth.
You almost like, right,
8th level spells.
No racial traits to worry about.
Yeah. I, that's definitely something to pick as a campaign starter, as a low level. Start low on that. Yeah.
Yeah, because especially with sorcerers, which is like, although yeah, I don't know, because like sorcerers have this thing, which I think are the only ones. I know, but what they're called. Warlocks have it as well, which is they can't change their spell once they picked it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it for the whole shebang. So like
sorcerers
you need
can't
to
change
have
their spells. Not even when they level up.
I think they might be able to change like one.
Change
when they level
one,
up.
I think.
So it's the same as with the bard. I can't change them unless I level up.
Yeah, but it's not. But again, it's not. Yeah, it's not. I can level up. I can now learn a brand new spell sheet. It is. I can change one. I can change one. Like you know, and then looking back and going, I've never used that one.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. So like, you need to have a really good idea, especially if you're going to roll it for a campaign. You need to have a really good idea of like, what is this character going to look like at level 10, or you know, because then you need to build up to that, which is it's nerve-wracking.
Nerve-wracking, but good fun, because actually, go on, Danny.
I was just saying, if you want to play a wizard, if we've got a tradition of you doing the Christmas one shot for Matt's birthday, how's that going to work? We need a new DM.
Maybe it's my campaign 2. Maybe it's my campaign 2 character. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
right, so Kirik's going to derail campaign 1 now to get to campaign 2.
No.
Send us into the Walk of the Dead. No, I mean, that is a very good point, and I think actually you'd get a really good opportunity on warlocks, sorcerers, and stuff like that for, as you say, knowing where you want them to be, you know, at level 10, but also going, oh, well, I don't know, that's going to be the. I'm not trying to pick this just because of Caleb out of Critical Role, but you know, go down the fire route, right? You know, they really like their fire spells. Utterly useless at times. You know, they will be so pointless, but that's where you've picked. That's where you're going. You're always going to have them. You know, that type of thing would be really, really interesting. Or maybe they're utterly brilliant because you're getting the non-combat spells. So you're really, really good at all the other times, and then you are that you know, sorcerer in a hat, just hiding, just going, I'm out. Oh, I saw you guys. You know, that would be really interesting, especially in the 5th edition, because I know it's obviously battle based, you know, predominantly. So it's like we said in previous when we had a previous guest. Picking a character with a flaw makes your character 10 times more interesting to you and other people.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's a really interesting thing to actually go that you end up even picking spells that are like, well, this is why I have to have them. I think that's really cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's, leaning in on, even if you have a stat that is negative, it's like leaning in on that is the fun thing as well.
Yeah.
Like
So
a character
play-
with low charisma. It's amazing. Like,
Should I play? What's the eagle people called? Arakocra.
Aarakocra.
Should I play one of them who's scared of flying?
Yeah. That'd be cool. I'd watch that.
Now, yeah, that was so. I did swap out because what did I put on? I put the ring of mind protection or whatever it was. Just again of that type of making sure that you can't just that whole protection of mind with smoke. However, I did have something on before that which I thought was very apt to a Tabaxi. I had the ring of water.
It was.
But I swapped it out because I got a very nice hint from the DM that I really wouldn't get any use out of it. But I just thought it was really funny that a Tabaxi would absolutely be like, "Yeah, I'm having that. I'm not getting in water."
That is actually amazing. Yeah.
Which is why I picked it. But as much as it was there for comedic effect, and I suppose I might have been able to use it at the end that I was walking over the blood. It didn't matter because neither of them would have actually helped in a combat scenario. They were purely there. And again, the only thing I tried to describe it at the start, it looks like it's basically like a purple brain. So it's like there's no real way that you'd be able to explain that apart from being entirely obvious. So, oh yeah, it was good fun. I suppose. Were any of those creatures going to be able to heal during their round?
They were not. No.
However, that's still a bloody good longbow. The fact
it's an awesome item. It's an awesome item, and you guys. That's the thing. Like at this point, you guys just hit hard. Like you had a plus 12 to hit or whatever it was.
12, yeah.
That was ridiculous.
Mutt probably had like a plus 8 or 9.
Plus 9. Yeah.
Plus 9, yeah. So, it's still a lot of damage. And, Divine Smite, brutal critical, and plus 3 every time on every attack. It's like it's guaranteed. Like it's guaranteed 6 to 9 damage just for hitting. For Mutt, it's like cool.
Yeah.
Very good. So yeah. But yes, and the other thing with paladins, the fun thing is you could technically, because you had Banishing Smite, right? So you can.
I had it as an option. I didn't actually take it. Yes, I could have done. Yeah. Yeah.
You can technically hit a Banishing Smite and a Divine Smite at the same time.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Wow.
And if you're a Hexblade Warlock with that as well, you can, on top of that, hit with a Eldritch Smite, because just roll all the damage.
I was about to say, how the hell is this, okay? Because, it is one of those ones that everyone's gone, oh yeah, just, Paladin, just Paladin. And it's like, obviously I get why they say that, but there's some part of me that intrinsically is like, no, that's cheating.
Yeah, I mean the thing about paladins is first off is that they spread. They're a bit like monks. They spread their ability scores a lot because you need to have high strength for your armor.
Yeah.
Usually, paladins need to have high strength for their armor and for the weapons they're using.
Yeah.
High constitution because they're in the front line, so they need health.
True.
And high charisma because of it's their spellcasting ability. So that's three abilities that you need to focus on.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And it's the same with monks, which have dex,
charisma?
wisdom, and constitution.
You don't get it's dexterity with a Tabaxi, isn't it?
Yeah, I got high dex. I got 20 dex. Yeah. So
you could get your charisma from a racial feature, couldn't you? So if you played like a tiefling or a Yeon T or an elf or something.
Yeah, so I only had
I
only had a save of 15. Level 15, that's quite low. I would have thought it was at least going to be higher than that. So that does show the fact that technically that was a bad race to class match, but it doesn't matter. It was good fun and worked. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And then like the other trade-off the paladins have is they're in the front line, so they're just gonna get hit more. But also they have fairly limited. I think they are like Eldritch Knights, so they have very limited spell slots. So they're half casters. So it's like, you can hit Divine Smites, but A, you're only going to get them on the long rest, and B, you don't have that many.
Yeah.
Like, how many spell slots did you have? You have like 6? 5, 6? Probably more. Probably more than that.
12.
Oh, right, okay. So you had more than I was thinking.
4 first, 3 second, 3 third, 2 fourth.
1 fourth, 2 fourth. But yeah, at level 15, like...
Yeah. So I used all my third levels twice, because I managed to get them back.
Yeah. With Harness Divine Power, which is
amazing.
It's
just ridiculous. It's just like, here you go. Here's another 3. Fuck it. Why not?
That's crazy.
That was fantastic. So, yeah. Right.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
As I say, and especially the fact that from the sounds of it, that was a homebrew.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Thought that was, just superb.
I'll be back for Christmas for another one shot.
Yeah. Oh, legend. Right then, so
I want to resurrect Mutt at some point, so yeah, that'd be good.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
we should, maybe we should do like a battle royale with just all of our different, one-shot characters.
I'll play every character that's in my character creation page on D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so many.
I've only got 6. I haven't gone too crazy.
Okay.
I don't have a druid yet, and I really want to play a druid.
Druids are fun. I haven't played a druid yet either, so. Monks.
Yeah, we've got lots of things planned then, haven't we?
Yep.
Righty ho, well thank you very much for tuning in for another Malt Magic and More. We hope you have enjoyed this little after chat after the show of our one shot. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Hope you enjoyed our one shot on Monday, and we will be back to normal scheduled play next week. Do feel free to tune in on Twitch Monday night and Wednesday night, and all of our videos then go up to YouTube the same week, as well as on the podcast. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Good night.